was couched in something that was completely innocuous. You know, a plane crash. Of course, it's a plane crash, but then all of a sudden they start swinging into there was terrorist information found inside of the plane. And then they're, you know, interrogating the people who just fell out of the sky. You know, they take these training exercises. They have all these different spins that happen with them. And so it's not the original, just a plane crash. It's all of these other things. And they're following this trail of where, you know, they got information from citizens who just fell out of the sky, and now they can go in any direction that they want. Or,
well, yeah, you'll have the cover story. It's like, oh, we're training for Macedonia, and then you get there, and they're training to take over San Francisco in the Urban Warrior one I went to with the Marines and the foreign troops in Oakland. I have the footage. It's in Police State 2000, and it's all there, them saying, you know, we're trying to take on Americans in San Francisco, and they have mock interrogations. Where'd you get the weapons? Where'd you get the helmet? Well, I got it in San Francisco. Well, why are you in Oakland? You know, I'm an American. No, not the camp. I have rights. That's all on video. And it's always the same, you know, for the public. It's like, oh, we're doing a bomb decontamination drill. And then you find out it's a takeover of the city council, or it's a takeover of the county commissioner's office. I mean, I've seen this in Texas. I've been to them in Texas. So you have the cover story, and then as you said, it then goes off into all these other directions.
Yeah, we were told several times that the Polish troops were only going to be there as observers, and then we find out there's Latvian troops there because Michigan's sister country, Warsaw Pact country, is Latvia. So they have Latvia troops there because the Michigan National Guard was also participating. And then Illinois is with Poland. So
and again, this just is compartmentalized. This gets our troops trained to foreign troops. Sure. It gets the other foreign troops. And now in NLE 09, they admitted 14 nations training to, quote, take on American terrorists. And so now the news is saying, oh, in an emergency, Canadian and Mexican troops are going to help in America. And then we had our troops up at the Olympics helping run checkpoints. See how we're all being acclimated.
Oh, yeah, and they do it under the guise of, oh, this is to share information and brotherhood and all this stuff. And
well, that was like in Iowa when we had the colonel on that you got on. He said, yeah, we were training for gun confiscation, but what's wrong with that? You're making it a conspiracy theory. And I said, well, no, and then the news wrote an article about me, the conspiracy theorist, who scared the town about gun confiscation, but their original article said they worked with a local gun dealer who played the part of the terrorist, and they were going door to door and cardoning for a gun confiscation.
He even admits it. You were looking for weapons caches.
Yes, we're doing a gun confiscation drill, but you shouldn't be upset about it.
Right. And that's, you know, they do it all matter-of-factly.
So, I mean, break down exactly what people are going to see on this prison. In fact, if it comes in when the show ends, we'll just play the video in overdrive. If it's not, we have it? Awesome. It transferred. How long is this video?
Well, I cut it up into two parts. What you're going to see right when it starts is the guy, Captain Bright, who was kind of our liaison, who was taking us around, and then the head of the Polish of their command group. There's about 13 or 14 Polish soldiers along with firefighters. And then I guess the best thing to describe is Polish FBI. They wouldn't come on camera, and they were kind of standoffish to us, but it was three individuals who just kind of they were observing the whole time, but they were their equivalent of the FBI is what.
Now, I haven't seen this yet. I mean, for radio listeners, do we need to narrate this?
Yeah, as soon as they pop it up, I'll do some narration and tell them what they're seeing.
Okay, and Douglas, you feel free to pop in. Now again, specifically in this drill, and they let you in there, it was the Boy Scouts covering their faces, and this was a hostage drill, or what was this?
The whole point of that exercise was terrorists had taken hostages into a building and sealed it off. And then they'd also found, upon entry, they find chemicals, a spill, which was simulated with flour. And so the Boy Scouts were all in that area. They come in, they cut the door down using those kind of rotary saws that are gas-powered. So they cut through, bust in, they kill the terrorists, and this was in the main room.
Were you able to get the sheets on who the terrorists were? Because in a lot of these drills, it is American militia.
They didn't say anything specifically. I went up and asked the guys, and they just said, no, we're terrorists. I went and asked the terrorists, are you representing anybody? Are you with any particular group? And they said, no, we're just...
Because in Michigan, they had the drills in the schools where they were people against public school. They were homeschool families.
Right.
And they told the kids that we're attacking the school.
Yeah.
Which is a demonization tactic.
I didn't get that particular information from them, but what was clear, and in the main room, it was all Illinois State Police. And then we look over, and there's this little spiral staircase, and all of a sudden there's Polish troops there, and they never mentioned that they were going to be participating in the exercise. And all of a sudden they start coming down the stairs, and then they're kind of cordoning off the Boy Scouts at gunpoint, and they're holding them there. And there was another terrorist staging group there, and they actually used a stun grenade.
Oh, really?
There, yeah.
Well, I want to add that in Road to Tyranny, we interview a Marine Corps captain who in the 80s was actually raiding gun dealers' homes and offices in a police jacket. And so they've actually got military engaging in raids everywhere. That's the next level of secrecy.
Well, and one of the exercises was taking down a meth lab. They find a meth lab, so it's automatically this, instead of a local law enforcement issue, it becomes a terrorist plot because it's, chemical or biological, or, they kind of just take, meth lab and turn that into
It's mission creep. I mean, that's like they charged Atari with weapons of mass destruction. A 7.6239 rifle that fires 7.6239, Eastern Bloc rounds is now a WMD, a weapon of mass destruction. And of course, now the judges ordered them to release. It was all staged, but exactly.
And that that all happened with the Patriot Act. It basically any activity that could harm Americans or harm people is now considered.
Yeah, that's Section 802. Any action that endangers human life is a violation of any federal or state law.
There you go. And so they're using that power to just keep encroaching and keep creeping up. And when I saw the Polish guys in full combat gear, that's when I started to get pretty shaken, especially when they were holding, they were right on top of the Boy Scouts.
Well, they were participating. I mean, the thing that struck me was when we went to the nighttime drill for Chicago, their PR person, that was run more like, like a show.
Yeah.
They had the press cordoned off to an area. You were only allowed to see certain things. We were there for 3.5 hours. We have no idea what they were doing around there because they had us staring at a hole. They had all the press staring at a hole with, their mimicked question-answer session. And they said point blank, there would not be any participation between the Polish troops or any of the foreign troops and what was going on.
So they lied.
As observers only.
So they lied. Of course they did. How long's the first clip?
It should be about 4 minutes.
Okay, let's go ahead and get to that. Here is that clip, a video. I'll be up at prisonplanet.tv. We're also streaming it live at prisonplanet.tv, and we'll narrate it.
That's the on the left is the Polish commander, and then on the right's the American. And the Green Beret guys are going to be the Polish troops, and that was probably the largest group of them. And those are Douglas's shots from the abandoned houses that they were using. This is a whole
neighborhood, basically, that O'Hare has been acquiring for the past 15 years.
Right. And so they had this basically free reign to conduct their exercise here. And the Polish guys ended up donning hazmat suits at one point. They're wearing the orange hazmat suits when we get to that. But here's the whole convoy coming in to start the terror exercises for that day. And
good job, guys. This is really powerful footage. There's the foreign troops.
Yeah, and actually these two guys walking towards us, those are the two Latvian troops.
So there's Latvian and Polish.
Right. These are the only two Latvian guys. And then you'll notice there'll be some guys in a full black uniform. They're actually a fire department in Poland. And then I'll point out the Polish FBI. I guess that's the best name for them.
They kept calling them FBI. I don't know if that just sounded nicer.
Yeah,
it seemed more secret.
Bureau of Counter-Terrorist Operations, BOA. is.
Oh yeah, let's show again that. Well, I mean, have we shown those documents yet?
He showed he pointed that out with the Polish troops, and we got this from Toyota Park, and there's just the different troops that were there.
There are the kids.
I got quick shots of all the. I didn't want to really put the kids' faces on. There's the
even though they let us in, we don't show the kids' faces, and that's good. But of course, some of these are teenagers.
There's the terrorists going in right there, and they're going into, and then here come the troops. This is the Illinois National Guard coming in to cut through the doorway.
Illinois National Guard with state police and foreign troops fighting the terrorist.
And the terrorists are two guys, with guns. They didn't. Of course, then they had their biological agent, which I guess. They never really mentioned what that was.
You guys got everything. You've got him cutting through the door.
Yeah.
From the inside and the outside. Great job.
Unfortunately, right now we're missing the flash bomb that the Polish troops used to blow out the front of the building.
Right.
And go in through there.
Yeah, because
they told us about the National
They put
Guard,
us in here in the back.
But we didn't learn about the Polish troops until seconds before it happened.
Right.
That's how the information was being discussed.
Okay, and you were having some computer problems right beforehand. Or can we play it tomorrow, or are we going to have time to play that flashbang video?
We didn't get it. They didn't tell us until moments before.
Oh, I misunderstood. I thought you said you hadn't dumped that video yet.
Coordinated it at the same time. There was the sawing of the door, which we were told about days ahead of time.
Right.
But then 2 seconds before it happened, the flash bomb goes off.
We're going to have Polish guys come from the front.
And here are the kids being trained how to go into learned helplessness, submission, fetal positions. And then, of course, they separately get these Explorer Scout 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and have them with